And this is the truth. This is so funny. And I had many people who will set up an appointment, and they really don't know who I am, and they really don't know how good I am. And so they want to know how and why they have problems. I mean, seriously. They've been in years of therapy. Years and years of therapy. And they know why they have the problem. You know, they spent years. You know that experience. And she could have 2 houses now. And there's a lot of people who spend a lot of money on therapy. And they know how all the different ways to look at it. Thousands of different ways to look at it. But guess what? They still have the problem. Let me save you a lot of time from this point on. Now, I like the ones who's never had therapy at all, because I'm going to save them years of therapy. And one of the things I always tell them, I say, hey, the reason why you have problems and the cause of all problems is birth. I mean, I'm serious. Now, somebody said, you mean going through the canal? I said, no, birth in general. Because, see, when you came into this world, the stage was set before you. Whatever dynamics, whatever emotional stuff that your parents had, your grandparents, or whatever it is set before you. And from that moment on, you had the opportunity to learn and experience life, to develop skills and emotions and all this stuff. And at one point you decide and you figure out that, hey, I've had enough of that stuff. And you've seen it many times, the young girl or young boy, and they've had enough of mom and dad or mom or whoever, and at 16 they marry the first guy that comes along. And it's the craziest thing that I've ever seen. The guy they married are just like the ones they left. Because inside of them, they have this program right here. This program is the antenna, and it says, I only pick what I know. Whoop, you're too good for me. I want someone right back there who's going to be mean to me, who's going to manipulate me, who's going to control me, who's going to think I'm something different. And then all of a sudden, you'll push everything that's good and find that one that is perfect for you. Perfect for you to heal. Now, some will say that's the saboteur. Why do I keep picking the same man or the same woman? Why do I keep feeling rejected, abandoned, betrayed, and helpless and hopeless and have no control? And I still feel used, and I'm lonely, and I'm abandoned, rejected. And the reason is you take all this into every relationship. So how do you heal yourself? You go to your memories. You go to your internal representations. You go to your past. You release the emotions. You release the hurt. And as you do, the world begins to change right before your eyes. Because you change. To heal the inner self is to go inside and release what you hold inside. And if you don't like what's in there, change it. That's pretty powerful. But how many of you know that to be scary? Definitely is scary. Now, in order to go there and to change it, you got to have skills. Do you realize that you can change your emotional state this fast? If you know how? If you don't know how, guess what? You can't. So what we want to do is develop emotional skills. So I teach a tapping process. What is tapping? Tapping is simple acupressure. Something this simple. Either side, it doesn't matter which side. I call it acupressure with an attitude. I mean, because it does have a belief system behind it. So let's think about it. What is stress? If you go to any memory in your life, any experience that has a negative connotation or positive, as you go back to the memory, guess what happens when you go there? Resistance. Yeah. You can feel that resistance. And also when you go there, you also feel emotions with it. Isn't that right? And also when you go there, you probably have images, maybe words. And all of a sudden, as you go there, you start to develop and feel feelings and emotions, right? Inside. Now you're sitting here. Some of you are feeling it now just by what I'm saying. And then you say, oh no, I may go to this. Oh no, I got this. Maybe he's looking at me. Maybe he's going to call up on me. Or I can't wait to get in front so I can get rid of my stuff. I mean, it just depends on what you're thinking. And what you think will determine how you feel. But what makes it feel real is this. When you think it, your body follows. The body reaction is the organs. It's the bladder, it's the gallbladder, it's the stomach, the kidneys, the lungs, large intestine, small intestine, your liver. All your organs create the feeling as if you were there. Isn't that true? But it doesn't exist. It's only in your mind. Isn't that true? Okay. So who creates your problems? You. Now, some will say, well, it's my stinking past. If my father or my mother, if my grandmother, if that person hadn't have done this to me, my life wouldn't have been screwed up. The problem is, you're carrying it. You're the one manifesting and producing it. So, what makes it feel real is you think it, your body creates it. Or actually, your mind creates it in the body. It's not the body's fault. It just does what you think. All right, so let's do a little test. Everybody take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And I want you to go back to a happy memory. It doesn't matter what memory it is. It could be the day you held the little baby for the first time, the day you got the puppy, or any other experience, grandma, grandpa, whatever. Go back there. And as you go back there, be there. Look at your eyes. Hear what you heard. Notice those feelings inside you. Isn't that good? All right, open your eyes again. Now look at me. It's important to understand that you have the great ability to feel good by merely changing your focus. Do you realize that as you went inside yourself and you thought of something, your mind began to generate and produce those feelings? Isn't that true? So that means anywhere you are, you can create a good feeling by merely changing your focus. Isn't that true? Okay? Now this is a skill. All right? So let's do this. I want you to take another deep breath. Close your eyes. And I want you to think of something that bothers you, stresses you, or upsets you. Maybe one experience. Now guys, this is in the privacy of your own mind, so you can pick out any one you want to get rid of. Now don't go to the ones you want to keep to torment yourself, because this will get rid of it. Now look at your eyes like you're really right there. See what you saw. Notice your body's reaction. 0, you cannot feel it. 10, really strong. Is it a 10? If it isn't, make it strong as a 10, because we're going to let it go. You feel it? Make it higher. If it's 5 or higher, raise your hand. Very good. All right, go back to it again. Feel it again. See what you saw, hear what you heard. Notice your body's reaction. Now, what I want you to do, imagine right in front of you, there's a tree. If I pull the roots right out from under that tree, and that tree has no roots at all, naturally, what happens to that tree? It dies and falls over, doesn't it? Everybody look at me now. Take 2 fingers like this. We're going to do a little Chinese acupressure. Do exactly what I do, say what I say, and tap right here between your eyes. Say, I release and let go. All sadnesses. Beside your eye, release and let go. All fears. Under the eye, I release and let go. All emotional traumas. All the guilt. Helpless feelings. Right here, collarbone, I release and let go. Rejections. Abandonments. Betrayals. And everything else. It's safe to let this go, because we're all doing this silly little act. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and I'm okay. Peace.